Nah, bro, you don't get no bitches on this one. This year, no, bro. But it's gonna glow. It's coming, bro. Okay, bro, look majestic. Okay, bro, drip. Hey, hold on. Hold on. Why is it growing?
Emotional damage.
Some context. I, F18, have two younger brothers, Jake, M15, and Henry, M7, both fake names for simplicity. My mom is in Berlin right now on a trip, so I am babysitting the two for this week. It pretty much started this morning during the morning routine. I wake up at 5:30, have my breakfast and such, then I wake the boys up at 6 so they can have their breakfast before they go to school, and before I head off to college myself. However, this morning was different. I went into Jake's room to find my lacy bra right next to his bed. Shocked, I obviously confront him, saying, "Why the hell is my bra in your room?" To which he meekly replied, it was put in my washing." I know for a fact that it hadn't just been put in his washing as one, I do the washing in two, I did not put this item in the wash as it's somewhat fragile. After he left for school, I did some more investigating, finding several pairs of my bras, underwear, and even some socks. I have no idea what to do. I messaged my mum to ask what the hell this was about and to tell him off, but all she had to say was along the lines of boys will be boys and how he's at that age, if you get what I mean, and if I had a problem with it, I should just buy him a dirty magazine. What? I told her several times to consider how I feel in this scenario, that my younger brother is stealing my lingerie and such to do who knows what to it. She basically stuck up for him entirely and even blamed me for it, and I don't think I can convince her otherwise. I just don't know what to do or to feel. Am I making this a bigger deal than what it is? Am I overreacting? What the hell do I do? I don't think you're overreacting, you're just trying to figure out what's the best way to address this without embarrassing your brother, because that is really an awkward spot to be in. I'm going to read some of the comments and see what they think, and if you are watching this, comment below to on what she should do or if you experience a similar situation before and how did it go. Check your mom's room and pile a bunch of her stuff on his bed. Honestly, yeah. If it's truly not that big of a deal to their mom, then she should volunteer her own stuff, no matter how it's being used. Also, OP should get a lock for her room ASAP. Personally, I was thinking why she didn't had a lock for her room to begin with. Was it broken or your brother that sneaky? OP, we need answers. OMG, seriously, I'd padlock the hell out of my bedroom door if I was OP. Absolutely disgusting and, quite frankly, worrisome behavior coming from her little brother there. This is one of those weird ones where I'm like, WTF? Like, I get there's a certain allure to panty sniffing. I also get that bro is a horny teenage boy. But at the same time, it doesn't mean it's okay. At all. I don't have any sisters, so I look at this and think, LOL, dumb, horny lad. Then I stop and come back for a second and am like,
hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
As you're technically the adult in this situation, I think you have to have the talk with your brother. Put all the things you found in his room on a table and confront him about it. Don't rant at him. Have the points you want covered in this talk prepared. 1. You know for a fact that he is lying and your reasons why you know. 2. It's wrong to go through other people's belongings. 3. It's wrong to take things that don't belong to you. 4. Incest is yucky. I agree with this, but I want to add in the idea that he could be wearing them. In my opinion, that seems more likely without context of him having a record for being into his sister's stuff. Might want to ask a few questions to understand before you go all in on one point, OP. But that's just my 2 cents. Edit, unless there's a significant size difference still though, search to understand before lecturing if you care to correct his behavior. If it was a M fantasy then I get the bra and pants, but the socks? Obviously, some people are into feet, but it definitely lends to a different explanation. I don't think that's fair to OP. It doesn't matter why he took them, it's that he took them. Also, importantly, he only took the underwear and bras and socks, not shirts or jewelry that would fit him even if he was a different size than her. These are demonetized items of clothing that likely wouldn't fit him. Even if he was wearing them, these are intimate items that would be used by him for private purposes. It's not like he's dressing up to look cute in the mirror, at most he's dressing up to look sexy for himself in the mirror. She should definitely tell him if you want women's underwear, you can easily buy it and have it shipped here. Don't go in softly to try to understand the why. He took several intimate garments, only intimate garments, and is doing something with or to them that was not consented to. His mental health is important, but it shouldn't come before her basic consent and she needs to be firm about that. Seeking to understand and being less than firm about a situation are not the same. If OP decides to talk to her brother about this, and my original comment was made based on the assumption that she would, per the parent comment, then if she's trying to teach him a lesson and not just rant, which you are correct, she has the right to do either. it makes more sense to attack it from a place of understanding rather than accusation. This is all being said in the scenario that OP speaks to her brother from a place of tough love. If she doesn't care to correct him on this, then my advice is irrelevant. I see where you're coming from, and I try understand where people are coming from and sympathize with people 99% of the time. I just think we need to stop teaching women and girls to try to meet people in the middle when it comes to boundary pushing and private impropriety. Best case, this brother is being dumb and had a weird moment, and wouldn't do this again after being told once. Or, perhaps Op's brother is actually experimenting with gender presentation, and decided to only change presentation using her undergarments and shows no signs after going through his room of having interest in any of the other things you'd expect from this kind of experimenting, jewelry, outer clothing, makeup, etc. Either way, he actively chose to take Op's most intimate clothing items and wear them, or otherwise use them, in intimate or private ways. He already made a choice, instead of buying his own cheap thongs and bras, to use hers. He has violated her privacy and ruined these items, and she can't be certain that he hasn't used or worn and returned any other items of clothing. If you walk into that situation saying I want to understand where you're coming from first and foremost, I feel you are missing the most crucial point of the interaction. OP was violated and wronged, and wants an apology and for the action to stop. Offering an out, or an excuse, will soften the conversation, and if OP is too soft then the brother might see that it's okay to break her boundaries because she's so understanding and forgiving, and will let his wants continue to outweigh her discomfort. The brother did a bad, gross, rude thing that affected OP by stealing her underwear, hoarding it and using it in some way. It doesn't actually matter why he did it because the action is gross. The brother should feel shame and stop that behavior as a first priority. Once OP is safeguarded in her house again, and there is confidence that the brother won't do this again, OP can decide if she wants to know why he did what he did. Crucially, I think there is a solid chance that the reason he took them isn't for gender reasons. If he took them for perverse reasons, what kind of damage would that do to OP, to go looking? OP doesn't owe him the chance to explain, and it shouldn't be her job to help guide her brother through the consequences of his icky actions. Op's brother can approach in his own if he feels he wants to explain. OP shouldn't feel like she has to open the conversation. The duck's wrong with your mother? Ayuu. She is like a lot of moms. Her son is never guilty. Why is this so true? Oh my ducking god. Boys will be boys. Since when is it acceptable that boys will be stealing underwear from their siblings? This mentality from mom is going to cause this kid some serious issues with boundaries throughout his life. He needs to understand this is not okay. Make it clear you won't be babysitting again. You shouldn't have to deal with that, and your mother is creating a big problem for the future. He's only going to get worse the more she makes excuses for him. I'm sorry that the mom is not willing to be responsible for educating her son's decency and respect for others' privacy. Demand apology and compensation for the stolen items from the mom. I would be pissed and disgusted if that happened. Say you won't babysit ever again? Sometimes people like to avoid parenting responsibilities for various reasons. This is so not okay. I hope you can find a solution that works for you.